Hey guys, we are here with the EA NHL Channel Hall of Fame nominees for the class of 2019. The teams represented in this class will be the Seattle Emeralds, the New York Islanders, and the Wolfsburg Wolves. Let's get to it. We'll start things out with the forwards. First, from the Seattle Emeralds, we have the winger, Nelson Crabbe. In 484 games played, he has 205 goals, 151 assists for 356 points. His goals for per game is at .424. His assists per game is at a .312. And his points per game equals out to be a .736. He's a plus 116 on his career with 226 penalty minutes to go with it. The clutch factor had him scoring 39 of his career goals on the power play, and 33 of his goals won the game for the Emeralds. He had a total of 1,638 shots and a career shooting percentage of 12.52%. On the defensive side, he had 858 hits and 89 blocks, along with 222 giveaways and 358 takeaways, meaning he had 1.61 takeaways for every giveaway. Next up, also from the Seattle Emeralds, we have the center, Stuart De Silva. In 410 games played, he had 128 goals, 154 assists for 282 points. His goals per game is at a .312, and his assists per game is at a .376, meaning his points per game equals out to be a .688. He was a plus 64 on his career and had 326 penalty minutes. He scored 36 of his career goals on the power play, and 16 of his goals won the game for the Seattle Emeralds. He had 1,289 shots in total over his career and a shooting percentage of 9.93. On the defensive side of things, he had 675 hits, 71 blocks, 195 giveaways, and 290 takeaways, meaning he had 1.49 takeaways for every giveaway. And also from the Seattle Emeralds, we have Danny Henrich. He played 492 career games for them, 114 goals, 287 assists for 401 points. His goals for per game was at a .232. His assists per game is at a .583, meaning his points per game equals out to be .815. He's a plus 89 on his career, only took 72 total penalty minutes, scored 27 goals on the power play, and 24 of his career goals were game winners. He had 982 shots over his career with a shooting percentage of 11.61. Defensively, he had 269 hits total with 86 blocks, 252 giveaways, and 356 takeaways, meaning he had 1.41 takeaways for every giveaway. Also from Seattle, we have the center, Filip Zadina, the captain of that team. He played 553 games in the 10-year time span that we had that GMO going on, and he had 133 goals, 220 assists for 353 points. His goals per game was at a .241. His assists per game is at a .398, and his points per game is at a .638. He was a plus 97 on his career with 173 penalty minutes. He scored 28 goals on the power play and 24 game winners. He took 1,122 shots over his career with a shooting percentage of 11.85. And defensively, he had 866 hits with 137 blocks. He had 324 giveaways, but 424 takeaways, meaning he had 1.31 takeaways for every giveaway. And now moving on to the forwards from the New York Islanders. First up, we have Bennett Streit, the left winger. He had 492 games played in total with 261 goals, 156 assists for 417 points. His goals for per game is at a .53. His assists per game is at a .317, and his points per game equals out to be .848. He's a plus 122 on his career with 207 penalty minutes. He scored 67 power play goals on his career with 35 game winners. He took 1,472 shots over his career with a whopping 17.73 shooting percentage. He had 679 hits over his career with 82 blocks, 236 giveaways, and 359 takeaways, meaning he had 1.52 takeaways for every giveaway. Next up, also from the Islanders, we have the center, Matthew Barzal. He had 732 games played for us with 144 goals, 533 assists for 677 points on his career. His goals for per game is at a .197, and his assists for per game is at a .728, meaning his points for per game is at a .925. He has a plus 156 on his career with 134 penalty minutes. He scored 33 goals on the power play and 30 goals to win the game for the New York Islanders. He had 1,316 shots with a shooting percentage of 10.94. He had 495 hits on his career, 157 blocks, 415 giveaways with 548 takeaways, meaning he had 1.32 takeaways for every giveaway. And next up, we have one of the snipers of the New York Islanders, the winger Oliver Wahlstrom. 566 games played, 324 goals scored over that time, 232 assists for 556 points. He had a goals for per game of .572, an assist for per game of .41, and that means his points per game equals out to .982. The closest player to point per game I think that we've ever had. He was a plus 164 in his career with 159 penalty minutes. He scored 85 goals on the power play, and 50 of his career goals won a game for the New York Islanders. He had 2,211 shots on his career with a shooting percentage of 14.65. Defensively, he had 560 hits, 92 blocks, 300 giveaways, and 384 takeaways, meaning he had 1.28 takeaways for every giveaway. And also for the New York Islanders, the Germinator, Andreas Mueller, a left winger. He played 566 games as well, 163 goals, 307 assists for 470 points. His goals for per game is at a .288. His assists per game is at a .542, and that means his points per game is at a .83. He was a plus 160 on his career, 272 penalty minutes, scored 35 goals on the power play, and scored 29 game winners for the Islanders. Had 1,192 shots on his career with a shooting percentage of 13.67. He had 892 hits with 112 blocks, 310 giveaways, and 377 takeaways, meaning he had 1.22 takeaways for every giveaway. And next up, we have the forwards from the Wolfsburg Wolves. First up, we have the takeaway master himself, Todd Mayer. The left winger, 466 games played, 85 goals, 220 assists, and 305 points. Goals per game is at a .182. Assists per game is at a .472, meaning his points per game is at a .655. He was a plus 79 on his career and had 93 penalty minutes, 14 power play goals, and 17 game-winning goals for the Wolfsburg Wolves. He had 743 shots and a shooting percentage of 11.44, 282 hits, 109 blocks, 263 giveaways, and the number you've all been waiting for, 658 takeaways. Truly the takeaway master, as he had 2.5 takeaways for every giveaway. By far the highest number on this list. Next up, we have the longtime Wolfsburg Wolf, Braden Point. He had 701 games played for us, 137 goals, 295 assists for 432 points. His goals per game is at a .195. His assists per game is at a .421. And his points per game, Braden points per game, I should say, is at a .616. I'm having some fun with this, aren't I? He was a minus 10 on his career, but it is worth noting that the Wolves, for the first few years, I would say, the team was pretty bad. He had 80 penalty minutes in total, 40 power play goals, 22 game winners, and took a total of 1,196 shots for a career shooting percentage of 11.45. Defensively, he had 353 hits, 123 blocks, 347 giveaways, and 439 takeaways, meaning he had 1.27 takeaways for every giveaway. And next up, we have the right winger, Maddox Homer. He played 799 games, had 215 goals, 264 assists, and 479 points. His goals for per game is at a .269, assists per game is at a .33, and points per game is at a .599. Plus 78 on his career, 371 penalty minutes, 51 power play goals, and 34 game winners. He took 2,040 shots, along with a shooting percentage of 10.54. Defensively, he was a beast. He had 1,204 hits, 166 blocks, 393 giveaways, and 495 takeaways, meaning he had 1.26 takeaways for every giveaway. But as we know with Maddox Homer, his performances in the playoffs were nothing short of spectacular. And last but not least, from the Wolfsburg Wolves for forwards, we have Erpunktet Yorgaho, the captain. 638 games played, 216 goals, 228 assists for 444 points. Goals for per game, he had a .339. Assists per game, he had a .357. And that means points per game equals out to a .696. He was a plus 84 on his career with 372 penalty minutes, 50 power play goals, and 33 game winners. He took 1,824 shots with a career shooting percentage of 11.84. He threw the body 1,144 times and had 149 blocks in the process, 398 giveaways, and 444 takeaways, meaning he had 1.12 takeaways for every giveaway. But again, the same situation here with Yorgaho as with Maddox Homer. He was phenomenal in the playoffs. And now we'll take a look at the blue line nominees. There's not many of them compared to the amount of forwards there are, but some pretty important names here. From the Seattle Emeralds, we have Craig Vandermeer. He had 246 games played, 55 goals, 124 assists for 179 points. His goals per game is at a .224. His assists per game is at a .504. Meaning his points per game is at a .728. He was a plus 89 on his career with the Seattle Emeralds. He had 250 penalty minutes, 13 power play goals, 13 game winners, 703 shots, and a shooting percentage to lead defenseman in this class of a 7.82. Defensively, he had 521 hits, 309 blocks, 194 giveaways, and 116 takeaways, meaning as a defenseman, he had 1.67 giveaways for every takeaway. Next up, also from Seattle, we have number 3, Pete Boychuk. Played 653 games played for us, 70 goals, 253 assists for 323 total points on his career. Goals per game is at a .107. Assists per game is at a .387. That means points per game is at a .495. He's a plus 49 on his career, 142 penalty minutes, 18 power play goals, and 12 game winners. He took 1,397 shots on his career, a shooting percentage of 5.01%, 509 hits with 895 blocks, 473 giveaways, and 269 takeaways, meaning he had 1.76 giveaways for every takeaway. And skipping right over to the Wolfsburg Wolves. First up, we have our first ever draft pick for the Wolfsburg Wolves in Alexander Kuleshov. He played 820 games, 133 goals, 297 assists for 430 points. Goals per game is at a .162. Assists per game is at a .362. And points per game is at a .524. He was a plus 154 on his career, 134 penalty minutes. He scored 31 power play goals and 21 game winners. He took 2,064 shots with a shooting percentage of 6.44. He laid the body 587 times with 1,121 blocks, 531 giveaways, and 332 takeaways, meaning he had 1.6 giveaways for every takeaway. Also from the Wolfsburg Wolves, we have Seth Jones. Played 566 games, 44 goals, 270 assists for 314 points. His goals per game is at a .078. His assists per game is at a .477, meaning his points per game is at a .555. But here's the kicker. He was a plus 229 on his career with the Wolfsburg Wolves. He had 283 penalty minutes, 9 power play goals, 11 game winners, 920 shots, and a career shooting percentage of 4.78, 948 hits, 790 blocks, 505 giveaways, and 249 takeaways, meaning he had 2.03 giveaways for every takeaway. And that'll be it for skaters. However, last but certainly not least, we have the masked man in goal. Here are our goaltender nominees. First up from the Seattle Emeralds, we have none other than already inducted into the Hall of Fame, Jonas Korpisalo. He played 496 games for the Seattle Emeralds with 267 wins, 162 losses, and 52 overtime and shootout losses. Korpisalo posted 31 shutouts with a .917 save percentage and a 2.45 goals against average. He had to make 12,802 saves on 13,927 shots against, meaning he let up 1,125 goals to the opposition. And next up from the Wolfsburg Wolves, Thatcher Demko. In 275 games played, he had 166 wins, 87 losses, and 17 overtime and shootout losses. Posted 26 shutouts with a .923 save percentage and a 2.28 goals against average. He had to make 7,338 saves on 7,948 shots, meaning he let up 610 goals. And there's also that legendary goal that Thatcher Demko scored during the regular season. And last but not least, we have, also from the Wolfsburg Wolves, Kalle Rodin. He played 105 games for us with 60 wins, 35 losses, and 9 losses in either overtime or the shootout. Posted 8 shutouts with a .922 save percentage and a 2.35 goals against average. He's had to make 2,741 saves on 2,973 shots against, meaning he has let up 232 goals in his career up until year number 10. So that is about it for this nominations group. Let me know if there's anyone who I missed, and if there is, let me know in the comments why you think they should be nominated. So let me know who you vote into the Channel Hall of Fame. You can vote for as many players as you want. Also, let me know, as I stated earlier, if there's any players that you think missed the cut. And also, if you want to, throw in some of your personal favorite players from those past GMOs that maybe you don't think deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but you think deserve an honorable mention. So I'll end it off here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.